teach legal courses. So I give a shout out to them with the leadership training for NIAAA. My session tomorrow is about preventing sexual harassment and hazing, which will come from a lot of the courses a couple of the courses that we teach with the NIAAA. But this session is about teamwork. We've all heard, together, everyone achieves more. Well, my 32 years of coaching, I drilled a different type of team work into my players. And it's become a winning recipe. So I'm going to share that with you. And I also put a little spin on it because how many of you are a member of a team right now? At your school? Maybe your specials team? Maybe your school team? And maybe you are teaching right now. Okay? So you're part of that team at school. And a lot of times we as coaches and teachers forget that we are a part of a team still. So we can apply this to them. Okay, let me turn this on. It might help, huh? Here we go. There we go. So I do have my master's in physical education from UNC Pembroke. Do we have any Pembroke folks, Robeson County in here? Thought I saw someone had signed up that they're interested in it. I've been coaching for 30 years and an athletic director for 11 years, mostly middle school and high school. The school that I was the most AD at was a 6 through 12. So I was like the middle school AD and assistant high school to Heath Whitfield. This is my contact information, but through my coaching, what I'm going to go through is all of these sports. Come on in. You can sign up over here with your name for a drawing or some cool prizes about teamwork. So I coach swimming. I started coaching swimming when I was in college, age group swimming at Pembroke State University. I'm telling my age now when I'm talking about Pembroke State. I've coached softball, middle school and high school softball. Got Coach of the Year 1 year with softball. Cross country, that was the sport that I participated in at Pembroke State. I ran cross country at Eastern Wayne High School, and then I went to T.E.A.M.W.O.R.K and ran there. So that was my main sport. I coached golf. That was because I had a CDL. And something happened with the golf coach, and you'll hear about that at tomorrow session. And they said, oh, you got your CDL, we need you to go. Hey, those of you coming in, please sign up over here for a drawing for your name, or some of these prizes up here. We do drawings at the end. So I coached golf, ladies golf. I coached basketball, middle school basketball. My first coaching job was at Colonel Sweat High School. I did JV girls basketball, assistant varsity, and then I did a middle school Spring Creek as well. Indoor track. Now, when I said indoor track, I did that one back at Goldsboro High School when it was true indoor track. And we had 3 meets and we went to Carolina and our kids ran on a wooden track. It was awesome. It's not the freezing indoor track that I did recently at Triple X. Okay, volleyball was one of my biggest sports that I coached. I coached many years of volleyball, started in middle school at Greenwood, then I did it at Creekwood High School in Tennessee, and then I came back and was at Spring Creek High School for 2 years. I started a volleyball club and hired coaches and really ran Wade Volleyball Club. I don't know how many volleyball people in here, but I ran that club for 10 years. And then I also coached at Smithfield Summer High School for several years. And track and field is my even bigger sport that I did. So I did volleyball in the fall and track and field in the spring. And I worked with distant runners mostly, but I helped several players. You know, I had our one state team that went to the States. I had shot putters went to the States. I had long jumpers went to the States. So I'm not telling you this to toot my horn, but I'm just telling you that my method of teamwork can work for any sport, whether it's an individual sport or whether it is a team sport. So now my kids drill it, and I called my daughter last night, and I just talked to grandkids and she didn't forget, but I said, she played for me. I said, what does T stand for? And she graduated in 2010, so 15 years ago. She said, try your best. So she still remembers how I drilled this into my players' mind, because you always have to try your best. I tell my kids, when you walk in that gym or you walk on that court, you always need to try your best, no matter what. No matter if you got in a fight with your girlfriend, no matter if you got in a fight with your boyfriend, no matter if you got a bad grade or you failed your test, always try your best, no matter what. No excuses. So let's put a little spin on it. Now you're going into work. Are you walking into your door at school and saying, I'm going to try my best no matter what? If the hot water heater goes off, I got to fight with my spouse, and my kids went to bed, and I got to clean the bed up. Are you trying your best when you walk through that door? It's difficult to be the adult and ask of us what we're asking our athletes to do, to try our best. All right, E, encourage. Tell my players you need to encourage your teammates, encourage your coaches, encourage your teachers, encourage your classmates. Are you walking down the hallway being an encouraging person? Because when you encourage, you're going to feel better about yourself. Someone asked a question, and it might have just been to get points for the leaderboard, that said, what does this have to do with SEL? We as PE teachers, we are doing SEL before they even come up with SEL. So we incorporate that into our teams as well. So we want to encourage each other. Encourage yourself on the court. Right before you're getting up there, the gun's about to go off. Are you encouraging? Are you doing some self-talk? I used to have my setters, and all my players would have this positive self-talk before you got on the court, before you game. What is your positive self-talk? I'm a great server, I'm a great hitter, and visualize. Visualize that you're serving the ball. Visualize that toss-up. Visualize. You have to have that encouragement to yourself as well. Put the spin on it. Are you encouraging your coworkers? Your coaches coming in, having a hard time, are you encouraging them? Your other PE teachers? Your administration? Are you encouraging them? You know, they go home to something we don't know they go home to either. What about your custodians? How many of you know your custodians by first name and you shake hands with them every day, basically? Give them gifts. Okay, they're your best friends. How are you encouraging them? Maybe a little note on the wall saying, hey, thanks for all you did. Because we're short custodians. I'm not school where I just retired. But we're short custodian staff. You know, are you encouraging them by doing something? Hey, I took the trash out. You know. So again, positive self-talk for yourself. One of my favorite mentors, P.J. Smith from T.E.A.M.W.O.R.K. He was a wrestling coach and aquatics. I was into aquatics, and he said, I wake up every morning and I tell myself, I'm a lean machine, you know, and I always felt positive to himself. It always stuck for me. Okay, so positive self-talk for you. Okay, tell yourself that you need to be positive. All right, anticipate. Yeah, Randy got this. That's my daughter's name, Randy. That's what an A stand for. She said, anticipate. Because I told him you need to anticipate where you're going to be. If you're outside hitter on the other team, are they line hitters or are they cross court hitters? So are you going to do a cross court block or are you going to do a line block? Okay, softball. The person's hitting the ball. Is their hips turned this way where they're going to hit the ball to left field, or is their hip turned this way where they're going to hit to right field? You have to anticipate in your gameplay. You have to anticipate the needs of your teammates. Okay, so it goes farther than just the X's and O's. You guys have to learn to anticipate your coach's needs. You have to learn to anticipate what might need to take place. Hey coach, do you need help? You got class right there and we got practice. Can I come here and can I help you set the net up a little bit quicker? You know, I'll come right here after. I'm not going to sit and hang out with my friends. I'm going to come to the gym. I'm going to help set up the net. Or I'm going to help put the balls out. Okay? So we teach our kids to anticipate. What about you? Are you anticipating at your job? Are you anticipating the needs of your office staff? Someone's out sick on your planning. Can you go up there and check on the office and see if they need anything? Are you anticipating your coworkers? Hey, he's really having a tough time. Hey, go take a bathroom break. I got your class. You know, let's find out, anticipate how we can be a better team player. Anticipate the needs of your support staff. Okay, so this is how we can be a winning team. Maintain focus. I said, when you walk on this court, you need to maintain focus. What is your why? What is our goals for this game? You need to maintain focus no matter what. Okay? No matter if it's thunderstorm, no matter, and if it rains, and hey, and I'd say, the gym. You still have to maintain focus. If you're out there on the court, someone's hoggling you. Okay, you're going up for a serve, you're supposed to be quiet. You tossing up your serve, and Princeton was bad about it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell her. Princeton was bad about it. Ah! They make their phone ring while one of your best servers is tossing the ball. Ring, ring, ring. You gotta maintain focus. You're gonna come up with stuff during your play that you need to maintain focus. Okay? So, maintain focus as a school. We all, at the beginning of the year, we have to sit down and we hear about what is our school's why, what is our school's main goals, okay? That's important. Yes, it's boring, it's crap. But it's important that we understand what our school's why is, what is our athletic department's why, so that we're all working together as a team for the same purpose of the goals to reach. It's not just you, the PE department. It's not just you, the athletic department. It's the history department, or it's if you're elementary, it's the kindergartners, the first grade team, the second grade team. We're all a team. We all work together. And sometimes we forget that because we're so busy on focusing on our sports. And sometimes we forget that because we're just all upset because the art teacher didn't show up again, so I'm having to cover her class. You know? So that happened a lot to Coach Morris. Okay, so maintain focus. All right, W, work together. Work together for the common goals. I told my players, they don't have to be your best friend. But when you come on this court, you guys are going to play together and you're going to work together. You don't have to know what's going on with the boyfriend, their personal life, but when you're on together as a team, you're going to work together as a team. And you're going to be respectful to each other. Okay? You're going to have your shared common goals. And I learned a long time ago, thank goodness my first husband taught me this, because I was very my way or the highway type person. And he told me there's two ways to get to Walmart, Deanna. There's your way and my way. And that stuck. I learned something from him. He's passed away now. He's had brain cancer, Bill Oxendine, and a great father to my children. But he taught me there's two ways to get to Walmart. We sometimes forget that. We sometimes, especially as coaches, get in our personality and we say, it's my way or the highway, or you don't understand. Listen to what your co-workers are saying. Listen, have your teacher your players, to listen to their teammates. Is that an SEL? Give me a thumbs up. SEL. All right. So, O, I love this. O is be organized. You can't control everything, but control what you can. Are you coming to school on time? Are you coming to practice on time? Are you coming to practice with your cleats like you're supposed to with your spikes? Are you coming to practice with your shorts, your uniform? That's very important that we teach our players to be organized. What do? I had a girl, and she was a really good runner, and she'd forget her shoes about every other practice. And at first I kind of looked over, okay, just running what you got, you know, but then I started laying, I'm not doing her any favors. I'm not doing my team any favors, because if I allowed her to practice in whatever shoes she had on, and not the shoes that she needed for her equipment, one, she could suffer injury, but two, I'm telling other players that they can do it. Okay? So as a leader, I teach my players that if you come to practice late, you're giving all your teammates permission to come to practice late. If you come to practice unprepared, you're giving your teammates permission to come to practice unprepared. Okay? Are you waiting at the door for your students, athletes? Do you have your equipment set up in your gym for your students? For practice, do you have everything set up for your players to come in? If you don't, your kids seeing you struggling, you're not being the leader that you should be. You need to make sure that you are doing what you're asking your athletes to do, that you're asking your students to do, that you're asking your co-workers to do. Okay? As the leader of my specials team, I would tell them that please, in our meetings, let's sure that you're standing at the door waiting for your classes to come in. I've got so-and-so always brings her class into my classroom all the time. Well, if you're not there, if you're standing at your door, they're not going to bring your kids in the classroom. Right? So if you're standing there waiting, so I love this, and I show this to my kids. I probably showed a lot of these to my kids. Let's make it here. I love this, and I'm sure you've seen this, but if you watch maybe twice, you might catch something different.
If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. To pass SEAL training, there are a series of long swims that must be completed. One is the night swim. Before the swim, the instructors joyfully brief the students on all the species of sharks that inhabit the waters off San Clemente. They assure you, however, that no student has ever been eaten by a shark, at least not that they can remember. But you are also taught that if a shark begins to circle your position, stand your ground. Do not swim away. Do not act afraid. And if the shark, hungry for a midnight snack, darts towards you, then summons up all your strength and punch him in the snout, and he will turn and swim away. There are a lot of sharks in the world. If you hope to complete the swim, you will have to deal with them. So if you want to change the world, don't back down from the sharks. Over a few weeks of difficult training, my SEAL class, which started with 150 men, was down to just 42. There were now 6 boat crews of 7 men each. I was in the boat with the tall guys, but the best boat crew we had was made up of the little guys, the Munchkin crew, we call them. No one was over 5'5". The Munchkin boat crew had 1 American Indian, 1 African American, 1 Polish American, 1 Greek American, 1 Italian American, and 2 tough kids from the Midwest. They out-paddled, outran, and out-swam all the other boat crews. The big men in the other boat crews would always make good-natured fun of the tiny little flippers the Munchkins put on their tiny little feet prior to every swim. But somehow these little guys from every corner of the nation and the world always had the last laugh, swimming faster than everyone and reaching the shore long before the rest of us. SEAL training was a great equalizer. Nothing mattered but your will to succeed, not your color, not your ethnic background, not your education, not your social status. If you want to change the world, measure a person by the size of their heart, not by the size of their flippers. The 9th week of training is referred to as Hell Week. It is 6 days of no sleep, constant physical and mental harassment, and 1 special day at the Mud Flats. The Mud Flats are an area between San Diego and Tijuana where the water runs off and creates the Tijuana Sloughs, a swampy patch of terrain where the mud will engulf you. It is on Wednesday of Hell Week that you paddle down to the Mud Flats and spend the next 15 hours trying to survive this freezing cold, the howling wind, and the incessant pressure to quit from the instructors. As the sun began to set that Wednesday evening, my training class, having committed some egregious infraction of the rules, was ordered into the mud. The mud consumed each man till there was nothing visible but our heads. The instructors told us we could leave the mud if only 5 men would quit. Only 5 men, just 5 men, and we could get out of the oppressive cold. Looking around the mud flat, it was apparent that some students were about to give up. It was still over 8 hours till the sun came up. 8 more hours of bone-chilling cold. The chattering teeth and the shivering moans of the trainees were so loud, it was hard to hear anything. And then one voice began to echo through the night. One voice raised in song. The song was terribly out of tune, but sung with great enthusiasm. One voice became two, and two became three, and before long, everyone in the class was singing. The instructors threatened us with more time in the mud if we kept up the singing, but the singing persisted, and somehow the mud seemed a little warmer, and the wind a little tamer, and the dawn not so far away. If I have learned anything in my time traveling the world, it is the power of hope. The power of one person, a Washington, a Lincoln, King, Mandela, and even a young girl from Pakistan, Malala. One person can change the world by giving people hope. So if you want to change the world, start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up when the times are the toughest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never ever give up. If you do these things, the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. And what started here will indeed have changed the world for the better.
How many thumbs up have you seen that before? Oh, so few of you. So good. So good. Some of you have seen it for the first time. I'll go back and watch it. I can watch it once a week. So, we're not doing our students any favors by. Okay, yeah. Whoop, I got scared because someone got kicked off earlier. So, we're not doing our kids any favors or our teamwork any favors by not being organized. So, organized. Alright, R is reward yourself. And I'm telling you this mostly because I didn't do that. My husband and I, we've been married 25 years, and we did not take a vacation unless we were doing something for family. So we took our first vacation since I'm retired. We went two and a half weeks. We drove all the way to San Diego, to the zoo, to the old Highway 80, and we rewarded ourselves. So it was really nice. So don't forget to reward yourself. Teach your players to reward yourself. When you've done something good, maybe you've got the serves that you got, maybe you got the blocks in the game that you wanted, or maybe you got the time that you got in those hurdles that you wanted. Have them reward themselves. Teach them to reward themselves.